Okay. We're going to find the second derivative here for question 18. Okay, and what we mean by that is d squared y dx squared. And we're going to go back here to copy this. Let's duplicate that. Bring that down. Okay, finding the second derivative. Now, x here is cosine t. And y is sine t. It looks like we have a circle here. Okay, we're going to find the second derivative of this function for t being pi over 4 now. So we're going to need x prime t, which is the derivative of cosine, we know is minus sine. The derivative now of sine is going to be cosine. But we need the second derivative. So let's move this down, because we also need that second derivative with respect to t for the x variable. So we're going to differentiate minus sine, and that gives you a minus cosine. Second derivative here of cosine is minus sine. All right. So let's go with our colors now. Let's double check to see, because we're going to use this formula. So x prime is orange. Y double prime is green. And we need an x double prime, which is purple. Okay. I guess I'll write it as d squared y dx squared. Now let's make sure, let's remember that it's x prime of t cubed in the denominator. So it's the orange. You're going to have minus sine t cubed minus sine t up here. The green, another minus sine t minus the minus sine t again. And then we have to multiply that with purple, which is minus cosine t. So I'll put it right here, minus cosine of t here. So, I mean, we can put the colors if you like, so that you can verify that the right functions are in the right places, right? And I think that's the wrong color. Orange, orange, and then I think this is green here. Yes. All right. So let's simplify everything here. sine squared t minus sine t cosine t over negative sine of t to the third power. So let's factor out in the numerator a sine t, and you'll have a sine t minus a cosine t over a negative sine cubed t. Now, simplifying, we got a factor 2 there. And not only that, let me do this here. Let's divide the numerator by a negative sign. Cosine t minus sine t over sine squared t. So this is my final answer. All right, we can keep it in blue. Now, let's double check. Sine t minus cosine t over sine squared t. We got to evaluate this here now. That t is going to equal pi over 4, I believe. Yeah. All right, second derivative at pi over 4. So, plug in pi over 4 wherever there is a t, and now you get that second derivative to be cosine pi over 4 minus sine pi over 4 over sine squared pi over 4. Okay. Now, here's what's going on. Cosine pi over 4 is the square root of 2 over 2. Sine pi over 4 is the square root of 2 over 2. And so this is the square root of 2 over 2. So essentially, you have the square root of 2 over 2 minus the square root of 2 over 2 over the square root of 2 over 2 to the second power here. All right. 0 over 1/2. This second derivative is 0. Okay. So your second derivative here for number 18 is 0. All right. $19 now, second derivative. X is 8t plus 9. Y is 1 minus 4t. T is going to be negative 3. Okay. So we're going to need x prime t d dt 8t plus 9. This derivative is going to be 8. Y prime t is 1 minus 4t. That derivative is negative 4. Okay. X double prime t is going to be the derivative of 8, and we get 0. Y double prime t is dt of negative 4, and that derivative is also 0. All right, so if I go back here and get our formula here, let's duplicate this. Okay, so x prime t is orange, 8. Y double prime is going to be 0. And x double prime is purple, 0. Okay. So let's plug in these values now, right? So we have d squared y dx squared, x prime, 8, y double prime, 0, minus 0, x double prime is 0, over x prime to the third, which is orange, 8 cubed. Okay. So, I mean, even if we kind of did the colors for you to see clearly what you plug in, ladies and gentlemen, you end up with 0 over 8 cubed, and that derivative is 0. So d squared y dx squared equals 0. Guess the second derivative is 0. And we don't have to even put a t value because that's really equal to 0 for all t. There's no t variable here. So this is good for all t. Okay.